If you are a software expert with a great product idea, with a great software skill, you will naturally attract a great marketing guy to market your product. They would be interested, but there are business people who have achieved many crores building new business over new business. Can never add any value to your life. Remember, when you remember your purpose and design your life for the purpose, not for the job. Don't be too obsessed with the job at hand. That's very important for the latest generation.
Hello and welcome to new podcast series Awakening with Atmananda ji. In conversation with Siddhaguru Atmananda ji, an awakened master, helping us understand how to navigate life's challenges and opportunities for personal growth. Namaste Guruji, welcome. Guruji, my first question that I really want to ask you about is, everybody says that the difference between a successful person and an average is that a successful person always complete what they start. Now, in relation to this question, there are two things that I would like to build a context with. One, no success is without an experience of a failure. In this particular context, what does it mean to complete what you have started?
First of all, I want you to understand, sometimes it's so very good to quote, but in reality and in its practicality, it is not true. So it is so easy to quote, it is so easy to complete. Successful people complete, unsuccessful people, they stop in the middle, all that. But it's not so. They say that, see, every context. Now, in a specific context, it is true that successful people complete. Unsuccessful people generally stop in the middle. But in certain contexts, even successful people are forced to stop. Are you understanding? But here it's not about stopping or starting. Here it is all about pivoting. Now, you see, today, these days, it's a startup culture, and I'm very happy India is going in this startup world, startup culture, and all that. It's very good. Entrepreneurship should always rise. But if you observe, there are companies which start with a certain product, and finally they don't find the proper product market fit. So they pivot and they pivot and they finally end up into something else, and then it clicks very well. Ability to figure out, or ability to not lose your focus on the true purpose of your life. And what is the true purpose of your life? To be proud of yourself. Always be proud of yourself. No matter what you're doing, you should always feel you're doing good, honestly. If that's happening, you are living your purpose. The only purpose of life is to be proud of itself. Okay, so if you are doing that, now you need to navigate in life. Sometimes life is not a straight line. So you don't start something and finish something. You start something, figure out something, and then you end up something. But the truth is, are you upping your game? Focus is on being, when presented with a challenge, are you falling or putting yourself down, or are you trying to feel that there is a way around it? When you develop an aptitude of figuring out a way around stuff, you are a successful person at the end, always. But when you do not have this aptitude to figure out or give up on a challenge, then you become unsuccessful. So there is nothing called a starting and finishing. You don't ever finish. You continue to arrive. You continue to arrive. Arrive at what? You continue to arrive at your own self-worth or your own self-pride. You create something, you start something, and that's not the end of life, right? So that way, generally, I strongly suggest people don't listen to contextual quotes and make it a purpose or an agenda or a way of life. every context should be verified in multiple other parallel contexts also. So in life, the most important thing, if at all you start something, how to figure out that you complete it, know that life doesn't go in a straight line. Life is all about you feeling proud that when a challenge is thrown at you, you will always figure out a way around. When you develop that attitude, at the end you will finish. Sure.
Right. Guruji, the term resilience. Now, if I talk about resilience, we say it's an ability to hold on to what you are doing and going ahead, not giving up in tough times. This is a view about resilience. Now, my point is, at times we need to change what we are doing because we might have started something wrong, or maybe it is not going the way it is planned. How do we differentiate that this is the time to change? And that giving up is not about giving up, it's not about leaving the quality of
The same thing,
resilience.
same thing. See, if you remember, most people are obsessed about the job. So, how to know what is the time to quit is the question. Now, if you understand, if you know the true purpose to be proud of yourself, how can I do this? If I quit, will I be proud? If I will be proud of myself. If I quit, then that's the time to quit. See, I know that I've given my 100% and it's not happening. Then, if I quit, will I regret later? No. I know I have given my 100% and that was not the way. So I've learned. Will I be, not so proud of myself? No, I will be. Okay, then this is the time to quit. Remember, when you remember your purpose and design your life for the purpose, not for the job, don't be too obsessed with the job at hand. That's very important for the latest generation. Don't take life so seriously, because that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You have to understand one important thing. Life is multidimensional. Do not, read a quote and design your whole life around it. Now, there are exceptions to this, like, Abraham Lincoln, who failed many times, many different things, and finally became president of America, and it's a very successful one. In the same fashion, I can give you another parallel stream of thought. No matter how many times you quit, no matter how many times you fail, you'll still be successful. So don't try to see this multi-dimensional life from a unidirectional perspective and try to burn yourself. That aptitude you need to build around. See, there is something called, that's what they say, there is something called values and core values. You need to develop or design proper core values around you. And every fleeting quotes or every fleeting this kind of success mantras and all this that come, generally they come and go. Ability to lose gracefully is also a strategy to win victoriously. So quotes are quotes. Life is navigated through core values, not through these quotes.
Guruji, vision based life. What exactly does it mean to have a vision based life? Why is it important?
Self-interest. Vision-based life is all about self-interest.
Okay.
Now, for example, there is a guy who was in the rags. Okay, and then his parents asked him to study, and a very poor family, not very, but poor family. His parents asked him to study. His mind was not, aligned, or he knew at the very beginning that he's not made for education. But he, from the very beginning, knew that he is made for big things in life. Maybe he could not express that, but in his mind, self-interest was always there, self-worth was always there. That if you have high self-worth, see, for example, there is a shining white colored transparent thing on your table. You can use it as a paperweight. But if I tell you that that's a diamond, then you automatically create vision for it. Vision is created only to the extent you know the worth of it. Vision is created. For example, I give you a diamond, or I give you a transparent, shiny thing. Now, while giving it to you, the way I give it to you is, hey, take this shiny thing, transparent thing, and I throw it to you. Imagine I'm throwing a 10 carat diamond, and I handle it in a way as if it's a glass piece. And then I say, hey, see, nice transparent one, catch. And then you will catch it, and then you will feel maybe if it's a diamond, he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't throw it. He wouldn't, so it's a glass piece. Then you don't have any vision for it.
Right.
Vision-based life can only be developed if you know the worth of life.
Okay.
And you can know the worth of life only if you have interest in it. Life as a whole, we do not have self-interest. My life, we do not have interest in it. My life, what to do? That will give me pride. If I become engineer, people will appreciate me. If I become doctor, people will, whatever. You said, something adds value to me mentality will never create vision-based life. I will add value to everything around. Already vision-based life is there. Self-interest, self-worth creates value. Value is vision.
Right. Guruji, it is said that champion mindset or a warrior mindset is what makes you a true winner in life. Now, if we look a life of any champion, it has lot of struggles, but at the same time, it also teaches us that you have to keep doing thing what is necessary. Now, in today's time, anything that a child starts or anyone start, why only restricted to child? I start something, it excites me in the beginning, but after a certain period of time, it doesn't excite me anymore. How to train our mind that understands the value of those activity and keep doing it in life?
To make consistency your religion is the best way to do this. Now we have this religion, that religion. Make consistency as your religion.
Okay.
Remember one thing, make consistency as your religion in sense, that's the way of thought. Religion is a way of thought. Now you develop consistency as a way of thought while giving a lot of self-worth to your own life. Then you can never be bored, or you can never lose interest. Then you know why you're doing what you're doing. The main problem is this: new things excite our mind. Remember one thing, you are a car enthusiast or whatever enthusiast, pen, phone, these days, 10 years ago, these days phones have become very expensive, but 10 years ago, phones were in the range of around 5,000, 4,000 range, Nokia and all that stuff initially. So decent rich people used to change their phone every month. Every month. These days also people change their iPhone every year, upgrade it every year. New things excite mind. If new things are exciting mind, and if your mind is always searching for things that are new to keep yourself excited, you will one day suffer a lot, because what happens is you are searching your dopamine. And remember one thing, after some time that will not be, you need more dopamine, more. Dopamine is like drug. So you should not find dopamine in things. When you find dopamine in you, I have done this consistently, it excites me, then my life will be continuously good. I got something, or something excites me in the beginning. If you continue to do that, you'll suffer a lot.
Okay.
Things, so champion mindset. Now you said they all work hard, they all do this. How to develop that consistency, or how to develop that resilience? When you make consistency as a religion, while understanding that your self-worth is your God. Your self-worth, your life is your God, which you pursue. Religion mein you have a God and you technically pursue that God through a mindset. Consistency is my religion. My life, my worth is my God. And this mind is serving this God called my self-worth and through a religion called consistency. Then there is no way you will be excited and then bored and then excited and bored. In your life, figure out what is your self-worth. I'm a person who is infinite. I'm a person who is this. When you have a core value that's truly properly designed, this is my definition. And for example, you see all these successful people or champion people or anybody who is really successful, if you ask them, if you tell them anything which is very substandard to them, they will, no, this is not my character. I'll never do that. They have a self-worth around it. Will you do like that? No, it's against my, principles. I'll not do that. People who create a core value design around and create an identity for that. This is my identity. I am a guy who constantly creates, pursues. I'm a builder. I build stuff. I build businesses. Building a building business gives me dopamine. Am I clear with you? You design that. Building business gives me dopamine. Now, after that, how much money happened, you don't care. You keep reinvesting and you keep building business, and that's you chase your dopamine because you are chasing your self core identity value. And you will. My life is all about building businesses. And then you come from rags, you become riches.
Right.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So, but then the day you feel, wow, I made so much money and this is great. I made so much money and that is great. Finish. You start losing interest in it and obstacles keep coming in, and you remember one thing, you lose focus. You should live for your life worth. You should not live for any things. When you live your life for your own pride, your own core values, your own identity of being or doing something. Mostly being something is better. I am this. I am a kind of a person who will never do this kind of things. I am a person who will never do this kind of things. And this is what is me. Now, what happens is doing that thing doesn't excite me. Doing a spectrum and building something from the scratch, putting things together excites me. Now, that's a very broad definition. Now, there you keep putting things together and you develop great businesses.
Right.
Or you keep putting things together and you add value in your life. The problem is people are more attached to things or defined processes than their core values. Core values are not definite designs. And I like cars cannot be a core value, cannot be a principle. It's a hobby. Are you understanding? Or I like this, I like that. Undefined core values are more, if you understand what is the difference between a core value, principles, and goals in life. Core values are very broad in nature. I'm a person who likes to build stuff. I'm a person who has, and if somebody says, I can't trust you, that is something that I will never, because I am an honest guy. Now, here, I am a person who can build stuff. Who can build stuff. Now, what you can build, I can build stuff in business, I can build stuff I can be a mason also. Whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say? If somebody says I am dishonest, I will feel insulted. So I will be honest. That is a principle. Here also, the principle is based on a goal. Nobody should say I am dishonest.
Mm.
If you see the quotation, I love building stuff. No third party, no second party. If somebody says I am a dishonest person, I'll feel very bad, so I'll always be honest. It is from the goal that you have designed, a principle. Now, this core values are only first person centric. Principles are second person centric, third person centric. Second person towards third person centric. Goal is totally third person centric. I want to achieve 100 crores. 100 crores is always third person, right? I, you, and that is 100 crores.
Right.
So I want to get IIT engineering. I want to do this. I want to get that job. That job is that third person. Goals are third person. Principles are second person centric through third person for third person. Second person centric for third person. Are you understanding? Core value is all about I, first person. Now, that is all about your own definition. I love to build stuff. I love to invent. I love to discover. I love to put things together. I love to design. I love to design is also not a core value. That's also a principle for you design for yourself. I love this. I love being that. It's all about you being. You understand? Your identity. So when you design your core value properly, then this is what I am. You design. After that, and you chase that continuously. You be focused on it. There is no way you can fail, or you don't live a vision based life, or you don't anything happens in your life. At the end, you will be fantastic person. Core value, you need to know how to design that for yourself, and that you cannot design on it, you can define it. It is a personal definition which is broadly undefined for the people. It's a personal definition which is broadly undefined for people. I love to put stuff together. What does that mean? It's totally actually not properly defined for a person who listens to it. But in your mind, you know what it means for you. I love to be this. I love to work for, something that makes or brings value. What does that mean? Technically, everything is a value, right? Even a sweeper is bringing value to the organization.
Yes.
In the organization. So what does that mean? No, only you know. The extent at which you know, the intensity you know, I love to bring value. Then you will always bring great value. I love to bring value. You are not very sure of it. Then sweeper also brings value. You design your life by the worth you give to yourself. If you give a lot of worth to yourself, you can never be dishonest. You can never be insincere. You can never be inconsistent. You can never be a quitter. You can never be whatever. Your life is directly proportional to the worth you give to yourself. Your success is also directly proportional to life, and success is the same. I don't believe success is a thing to be achieved. When you achieve liveliness within you, success is there. So that way, pursue your self-worth, then things won't excite you for a period and then stop exciting. You will continue to be excited.
Right. Guruji, one small question connected to this, because you said it's about we creating our own value, and everybody has their own definition of value internally with what they know. So does a child, a 10-year-old child...
I'm interrupting you, I know, but then still, I don't believe everybody knows their core value, or these days people don't. I'm very sure of this. People generally don't define or think, feel for them. People throw some ideas at them and they adopt them. I want to be a doctor. Why? Because doctor is good. I want to be an engineer because engineering is good. I want to be a software engineer. Why? These days people are saying, I want to be a semiconductor design engineer. Why? It's good. It has great scope. That is the answer. It's good because it has great scope. Students are designing their careers because for the money. Parents are designing their life. Adults are designing their life for something else. Everybody is pursuing some distant pleasure. So people who pursue that distant pleasure, can never figure out their own self. So you are asking how parents can help children find out. Parents themselves have, parents chodo, teenager, Gen Z, people have not. So let's not blame one person. Out of 100 people, very few people have very strong, they live life for their innate pleasure. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. For example, any great achievers, they do it because not the result, but when I do it, I find great pleasure. For example, business people, you will find many rich business people who have crossed even 1 lakh crores. Why are you still making money? After 1 lakh crores, there is no way 1 lakh, 100 crore is going to, or 1 lakh, second lakh, 1 lakh crores you achieved. 1 lakh crores is a very big figure, but there are business people who have achieved, many crores, 2 lakh crores, 3 lakh crores. If you are doing a 1 lakh crore business, 2 lakh crores or 3 lakh crores can never add any value to your life. But still they pursue doing it, building new business over new business. Why? They are pursuing not money or business. They are pursuing what they can, their ability to do, be. When you pursue your own ability to be, that's a big thing to understand. Actually, it takes a profound thought. So how can parents teach? I'm interrupting. Why? Because parents should know. Adults important. Adults, so everybody, let the society spend more time in figuring out their own self. This is what I am. This is what. After that, you will never have the FOMO. I want that. I want this. Some people you will observe, they decide that doing this or serving here or doing something is my pleasure. Okay, and then they don't mind if they don't have a big car, they don't mind if they don't have a big house, they're happy. What they're happy is, I want to do this because I'm doing this, because this is giving that being. When I do that, I experience a being that gives me the utmost pleasure. So when you design such a strong core value, core value is not something that people understand, only you deeply understand, but it should be well experienced. It comes from a level of experience where you feel the thrill. Aha, this is so good for me. Not the car, not the stuff, not the business, not the money, not the thing. Doing something, it makes you experience a being within you. That happens in love. When you have a child, you have to work a lot. Mothers work so much. It's for a fact. Mothers are the only hardworking people known to mankind who do not feel that they are working hard. For the most part. Mothers are the only hardworking people. Nobody can run around a child like the mother do. Mothers को Nobel Prize दे देना चाहिए. I am telling you, Nobel Prize for world's best, patience prize, peace prize. All mothers are mothers, but they mostly, for the most part of the life as a mother, they don't feel it's a tough part because they experience a being. I'll tell you, Omkareshwar temple. It's a very long, a lot of stairs to climb. I saw a small girl, not a big, maybe she's 10-15 year old. 10-15 year old girl lifting her younger brother, I didn't know, it's a baby, a young brother, walking and climbing the steps alone, no parents around, nothing. She was a poor girl, and so I saw, I offered, मैं थोड़ी देर उठा लेता हूँ, and I will take the child, because carrying a 15-year-old girl, fragile, thin girl, poor girl, not well fed, carrying her brother or a small child, and walking the stairs of a temple. Stairs of a temple, you can imagine, right? Steep, decent step. So it's very difficult. I said, it's so heavy for you, so I will carry for some time. I offered. I thought I'm trying to help the girl, child. And I said, no, it's not heavy, it's my brother. The girl was experiencing the being in that hardship. And so she is not feeling that hardship. Climbing around 1.5 kilometer stairs, lifting a small child at the age of 14, 15. I didn't ask her age, but she is 14, approximately that age. She looks like that. And carry the child all through till her destination. She doesn't feel her brother is a weight. She feels he is my brother. While doing that, she feels a being within her. All mothers also do that. When they do 100 things around the house, and the child cries also, they are not disturbed, they are not, they're shant, and they take care of the child also. They patiently take care. They are experiencing a being while serving for the child. And that is the reason why they do 100 things around the house and still manage the child. Ask a boy to do that. I love my child, father says. Good. Just behave like a mother for one day. Do whatever the mother does for one day, or at least 2 days. Finish. I'm telling you, even the most patient fathers will break down. And you have to cook like the mother, live like the mother, everything like the. Do whatever the girl does for one day. You'll break down. Girls are Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Patience Prize, Nobel Sare prizes, because they experience a being like that. This example, like that, if you experience being, no, you don't get bored. You cook for the child, you take care of the child for Baba so many long years, so many, at least till the child is 20. After that, mothers also expect doing, but all that happens. But you understood what I'm trying to say. In the initial part, definitely mothers are rock stars. Now that happens because they are experiencing doing in a very difficult job of being a mother. When you are a mother, even doctors know all hormones change, your body becomes, it's your body changes. Earlier you are a nice slim girl, now you put on weight. A lot of things happen for your body because hormones change, everything change. You're tired, all that. But still, when your baby cries, you have all the patience. I don't know how. Why? Because you are experiencing being state. So most people don't figure out where is that, in which they feel that being while doing. And what is that thing that I do where I experience my being? That's, you understand, if you are honest, and while being honest, you feel the being, you have to do it. For a girl and for a boy to fall in love, or they have to do 1,000 things to impress each other. And they have to continue to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. This is a drama. You have your child now, you don't say I love you. Everybody can feel that in your face. When you look at your child now, you don't say I love you to your child. But when you are looking at your child, people can tell you love them. And the face screams it. But after marriage, after 10 years, you have to say I love you. Only then the wife understands, because they can't see it in the face. Because mothers and fathers, they do a lot for the child, but the child somehow figures out the being. But what really happens is mothers and fathers quickly come out of it. And some mothers come out of being a mother at the age of 20, when the child is 20. Some quickly come out. By the time the child is 5th class or 3rd class, only mothers are very agitated, very disturbed, very anxious people. They are doing. They have come out of their being. I think you understand. When you do something, you experience a being. At that time, how much difficult the doing is, it doesn't matter, you will still enjoy it. Yeah. So when you design, when you discover deeply, it takes a lot of time to figure out your core value. Spend a lot of time figuring out yourself, because you are the only one to figure out. Once you figure out yourself, there is everything else is a cakewalk. So how to help in children? First, let's everybody. It's not about children, it's about adults. It's not about adults also, it's about children. Because children are the copies of adults. Children follow the adults. So let us create a great adult society.
Right, right, Guruji. Uh, Guruji, what exactly does it mean by higher order thinking or higher order skills? As we know that today's time AI has become a reality of our life, and then there is
And it will become even more.
yes. So what is the importance? How do I understand what it means to be higher order thinking? How to have develop a higher order thinking? What is
Great
the
emotional
importance?
intelligence. When you develop a great EQ and SQ, remember, IQ will not be very important going forward. It will be important. But IQ is, people these days stress on how much intelligent I am, how much knowledge I have, how much, maybe in the future, but even now also, people who are highly intelligent are employees. People who are highly emotionally intelligent are entrepreneurs. People who are highly emotionally intelligent and socially also intelligent, they are politicians.
Right.
A politician is somebody, or a peak entrepreneur, top entrepreneur, maybe somebody who is, who has 5 6 unicorns or something like that. Big guy, 100 billion, 200 billion. You are highly emotionally intelligent and highly emotionally and socially intelligent. You have that IQ and sorry EQ and SQ, and most probably they will not have IQ. They know, for example, I'll tell you this: Elon Musk. Now that gentleman, he's a college dropout, but he's not a small time college dropout, a big college dropout. Very intelligent guy. Anyway, he built that PayPal and all. Not he alone, some friends. Things happen. Things happen. After that, he is the most, you know, so-called not so general entrepreneur. Very item. He wanted to start a space startup. What do you think that guy knows about anything about space? He gathered now for his space startup. It's not a startup anymore. It's a super big thing. So SpaceX, he is the chief design scientist, rocket design scientist. Who is the chief scientist of SpaceX? Elon Musk. Now, what do you know about it, my dear? You don't know anything. But still, a group of scientists hold him as the chief scientist, not because he has invested in the company. That fellow, because you know what? Scientists believed that rocket to exit this Earth atmosphere needs a certain velocity, needs this and that. He questioned them. He had the right emotional intelligence to question them. And he questioned them, created teams and asked, questioned them, churned. Finally, he realized it's nothing like a escape velocity. It's only exiting a field. He didn't study it. He studied people and asked the right questions. Intelligent people came up with the right answer. And then his rocket, SpaceX was the first one to create all this vertical and coming back rocket and all that. They did a lot. SpaceX was more, they did very innovative things. Why? Because conventionally, scientists had that intelligence, IQ, and their EQ stopped their IQ to work beyond a limit. This guy questioned properly. IQ guys came up with answers. And then all very inventing, very highly invigorated, highly great innovations, madam. You should be really proud of their inventions. So all that happened only because this guy asked the right questions. I'm very sure it's, and if you ask Elon Musk in some interviews, he'll tell, I've read books. Somebody says, how are you the chief space scientist, rocket scientist? I've taught myself through books. He'll say, is it so, my dear? Is it really practical for any person to read a space book and know about it? You need a lot of practice, a lot of things, training and everything. He didn't read IQ, intelligence, the knowledge in the books. He read people. He read social intelligence, and he understood the social. EQ, SQ made him the chief rocket scientist. He figured out what NASA could not figure out for so many years. SpaceX figured out what NASA could not figure out in so many years. That happened only because Elon Musk was there. Why? Not because he's rocket scientist, because he was emotionally and socially highly intelligent. Unconventional intelligence comes from this too. So how to develop, how to protect ourselves through this? Work a lot on EQ and SQ. Learn to first and how can you develop your EQ? Figure out yourself. Figure out who you are, identity. Most of what we think is out of reflex. Something happens, suddenly your mind throws 100 answers around it. Yes? Thoughtfully, you don't really think. Deep thinking capability and analyzing yourself and experiencing the experience within you. That's a big word. Huh? Experiencing the experience of experience within you. Because I'm telling you, as an example, I told you, there is a small 15-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl carrying her brother. Now, I said, I offered, so she said, no, my brother. 15-year-old girl, 1.5 kilometer, steep steps. She is climbing. She was experiencing a being, the pride, my brother. And when if it is a child, it would be heavy. The child is my brother. That experience made the child, a 15-year-old, carry the child 1.5 kilometer. But the child was not experiencing the experience of that love. My brother. The love is the experience. That experience comes as my brother. My brother is the experience of the experience. You understood? My brother is the experience. Love is the experience. My brother is the experience of experience. That she is carrying. That experience. So experiencing the experience of experience in life. Mothers also don't do that. I love the child, so I do it. When you ask them. But when they are really loving the child, they don't experience it. They experience reflex. Sometimes they are looking at their baby and suddenly they get excited and kiss the child 10 times. As an impulse. They kiss. After that also, they can experience impulse. They can just be and do without experiencing. But they can't experience the experience of experience.
Right.
So when you have that capability to experience the experience of experience continuously, you are highly emotionally intelligent. At that time, you will always go unconventional. Because you are chasing something else, your core value. Why did you buy Twitter? Many people asked him.
Right.
He bought it for his, don't worry, he will come back. Because he is not chasing money, he is chasing himself. All unconventional people are genius. True genius is not in IQ, it's in EQ. Don't worry, knowledge is dime a dozen. You pay people, they have people to build rockets for you. But if you don't ask right questions, they will continue to build specific same rockets only. If you ask them right questions, NASA scientists come to you. In SpaceX, you ask them right questions and they invent such a rocket that they themselves don't know that it's possible.
Right.
Right EQ is the way to win the line. And SQ, you are the top.
So individuals should work on EQ and SQ more.
But that's too generic. So experiencing the experience of experience, I try to, if you can try practice, then it will come. Then it will come.
Right, Guruji. This is amazing, Guruji. Experience of experience of experience. Guruji, my next question to you, it's a great deviation, but because today we are talking about life and experiencing life, I come to very important phase in a human's life, marriage.
Oh, wow.
So if
It's not a phase. Okay, yeah, continue.
Okay. So, if, say, for example, anyone who is now ready for marriage and they are looking for partners, what is that they should look for?
They should look for their personal CEO.
What does that mean, Guruji?
See, I'll tell you. First, I want to tell you this much. Marriage is not a phase of life.
Okay.
Marriage is awakening into life.
Okay.
When you are a boy or a girl, you go to college, you acquire your skills. At that time, I'm telling you one thing. You don't really realize yourself. Because you have not actually boyfriend, girlfriend ho sakta hai, to bhi that's only entertainment or hormones and all that. Huh? You also know 7 years you can be a boyfriend, girlfriend, live in relationship. But when you get married, you are different.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know, I know, but people don't know the word marriage is not a next step. It's an awakening into a whole new world. You can live with a girl for 7 years in a live-in relationship and then get married to her. And at least 99% of the times you will find both the girl and boy changed after the marriage.
Right.
Both girls will say boy changed and the boy will say girl changed. Marriage is not a phase of life, it's an awakening into a new life. Because you are truly figuring out yourself, because originally when you get married, you get that feeling of belongingness. When you are in live-in also, you don't get that experience of belongingness. You can think about it that I belong to him, he belongs to me in girlfriend, boyfriend also, but it is not true. It's not three-dimensional, or it's not emotional, mental and physical. It's only mental and emotional, or it's physical and emotional, permutations and combinations. But marriage is physical, mental and emotional and social. So it's a very three-dimensional thing. So what really happens is, you are figuring out. Femininity is all about adding color to your emotions and titillations to your mind. These WhatsApp university jokes, they come, a wife, somebody who never understands, somebody whom you can never understand is wife. Yes or no? Somebody whom you can never understand is a wife. Somebody who is always so dumb is husband. WhatsApp university jokes, finally they roam around this content.
Right.
Now, why do you think husbands are generally branded as people who don't understand their wife? Why? All boys are not dumb. They are many great achievers.
Yes.
But still, because femininity, girl is different. Huh? No, when you get married, femininity awakens in the girl. Femininity. That femininity is all about titillating the mind. When you are depressed, the girl will say, "You're very good. You can do it." When you feel, "I am doing it. I am the great," the girl will say, "You are a dumbass." When you are emotionally very strong, she will act very weak. When you are emotionally weak, she will act strong, or she will add color to your black and white emotions. Because boys only mean, did I get it? Did I not get it? Things happened or things did not happen, mostly. Now, in some cases, femininity is different. That is what I'm saying. It may be in a girl or it may be a boy. Sometimes boys these days are more emotional, and girls, opposites attract in marriage. So, who has femininity? A boy can have femininity, a girl can have femininity. But femininity, mostly girls have, 98%. Okay. So, what is a wife? A wife fundamentally is a femininity that adds color to your emotions, black and white emotions, and always titillates your mind. She is always against you. Why? Because she is keeping your mind active, alert. And she's always beautifying things around you, not just house decoration, beautifying things. You understand? It's not house, it's much beyond house. Okay, I don't feel a wife is somebody who takes care of even if she is a homemaker and living at house, she takes care of the emotion, life, the way the husband can feel things around. So she's adding color. Now, what really happens is, marriage, you were asking how to choose a life partner. You need to understand, you are a startup, you are going to become a unicorn. When you are a startup, you are the, most entrepreneurs do this mistake. You are the boss, you are the accountant, you are the servant, you are the peon, you are everything. And a startup culture, you are very frugal and you do everything for yourself. Once you take funding, you need CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all this. When you are remember when you are a startup and when you are pivoting or becoming big and taking a funding and growing, you need a very strong CEO. You need a strong CFO. You need a strong co-founder. Your partner is your co-founder of life. Till you are not married, you most probably in most cases have actually not started your startup. GST number ayane abhi tak. You understand? For startup GST number is the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what. Marriage is the GST registration. Company registration, after that everything, PAN card, Aadhaar card, after that final GST registration, right? So marriage is the GST number that you get. Once you get that, you're done, you're sorted. Everything else is done. GST comes the last. Once that is done, now you need a great co-founder, because you can't do it on your own. Because you need somebody to titillate your mind always and to add color to your emotions. So a startup called you is now becoming a unicorn. You need a co-founder who adds that perspective in life. Most people get married not to titillate their mind. They want somebody who can give them peace of mind. Peace of mind is, you know what, I'm telling you, your employees give you peace of mind, but they don't know what to do. Your wife is not supposed to give you peace of mind. She is supposed to give you titillation. And you understand what I'm saying? Titillate, invigorate, instigate. When you're down, she or he, why? Femininity. So you have a business called being proud of yourself. You want to create that value. And that value you don't want to create once in lifetime. You want to continuously create that product called pride and honor for yourself. Now for that, it's a very difficult job where you need consistency as a religion, self-worth as God. Now, to not get distracted, you need a fantastic co-founder who continuously titillates your mind and adds color to your emotion. Because what happens is, in this journey of consistency as a religion and self-worth as God, so that you always feel proud of yourself, there are times where you slip, even if you forget, because things become, that time, no, you're still. People add color to your life. Not physical colors also. Girls add physical colors also. But emotional colors, they add more.
Right.
You understand? So that way. Boys also. So you need to choose your co-founder and tell the co-founder, together we reach there. See, I will tell you one thing. There is a knife here. Okay? You imagine, there is a knife here. Somebody told you, if this fellow, somehow if he holds a knife, he will kill people. If you know that. Somebody told you that, if this fellow's hand, if he grabs a knife, he will kill somebody. Now there is a knife. Now what will your mind constantly think in that situation?
The person should not get that knife.
Correct. You will always feel, Amma, Guruji should never get that knife. Never get that knife. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now what really happens is, there is a wife and there is a husband. Now there is a job opportunity or there is some achievement. If I build a unicorn, I will come home and give a kind of expression to my wife that I am the greatest person on the mankind. And you are useless. That unicorn is a knife for the wife. And somebody told her emotionally that if your husband achieves the unicorn, he will act as if he is the greatest and you are the dumbest. Then what is the subconscious mind of the wife always thinking? My husband should never build a unicorn.
Right.
Yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
Take this example in not literal terms, but are you able to understand?
Yes.
You have, what happens is, involve. You have to know how to involve somebody who titillates you and make them co-founder to you, so that they and you work together for one personal achievement. You understand? And the co-founder and the founder should not have same strengths. They should always have contradicting strengths. You know, mechanical engineer with core machine talent and a mechanical engineer with core machine talent can never build a business. Somebody, finance guy, should come as a co-founder. Example. A teacher and a finance guy or a administrator should come to run a school. Example. In the same fashion, opposite strengths, when they are co-founders and when they work for one unilateral vision, while knowing that we have an interchanging expression of titillating femininity, a mental titillation and emotional color, sometimes the wife will have boredom. The husband irritates her. Wives, most wives enjoy when husband irritates, not peak. Some irritation when the husband does, most wives enjoy it. Most. But when a wife irritates, husband cannot take it.
Right.
Because they have a different language. So, how to decide or choose a life partner? First, design yourself that you know how to experience the joy of a mentally titillating life partner, and how to appreciate the colors to the emotion that the other person is bringing. Learn to accept how to communicate with a complementary or contradictory powerful force, like a co-founder. So my strength is this, my strength is this. No strength matches, but they come together, complementary. So that way, how to build a communication that you build, and then both of these two different strengths should have common vision together. And when you know how to stitch this, then you automatically will attract 100% your kind of a girl or a boy. Problem is when you don't figure out, see, an incomplete mechanical engineer will only attract an incomplete business acumen guy. If this mechanical engineer attracts a good business guy also, this good business guy will leave this guy. The problem is when you are a great teacher, you will naturally attract a good administrator. You will build a school if you have the togetherness co-founder. Example, you understand what I'm trying to say? If you have great product knowledge, you will get a co-founder you will figure out, you will search. Maybe initially you will find a guy who is not good at marketing as a co-founder, but then you will quickly drop. You will pivot, you will change, you will figure out, you will look out for a great. If you are a great product person, then 99% of the time you will attract a great marketing person. If you are a product specialist, you will attract a marketing specialist. Why? Ante wo aa jata hai. Because a king can smell the king. It happens. The problem is when you are not a complete king within you, you can't smell the completion. And so, you like green color, I also like green color, our both interests match. You also like spirituality, I also like so many things. You also, you are a Kannadiga, I am a Kannadiga. Oh, whatever. No, that's not. Moreover, India had a lot of invasions and other stuff. So, at a time to protect our culture, to protect our own self because of so many invasions, years and years, we created this culture. Let's say preserve our culture. To preserve our culture, if we had this marriage and all, if you see history, Rama married somebody from Nepal, right? Our great god, and human being also, but god.
Right.
Krishna married somebody from Baba. Where is Rukmini from? Where is Krishna from? All this, Prithviraj Chauhan, you'll find, so till everybody, it was intermarriage only. Same kul marriage happened because of the past 300, 400, 500, 600, 1000 years of invasions. because DNA has to mix and match. You need to smell your king or a queen. For that, you need to find your own completion. You need to figure out what your core strength is. What is the company that you are going to build? What will be the product? If you are a software expert with a great product idea, with a great software skill, you will naturally attract a great marketing guy to market your product. They would be interested. Because you don't have a great software coding skills, product idea, you don't have a great product, now you will get all average because you are average. I think you understand. Marriage is a awakening into contradictory or complementary force management. And enjoy it. Because when you know how to manage a contradicting or a complementary force and enjoy it, you are fantastic success. What is a successful organization which handles contradicting and or a complementary force together? No, that's what the job of a chairman is.
Right.
So find your own CEO. Finally.
This is beautiful, Guruji. This is really beautiful. Guruji, one last question to you. Life is more about preparedness than the actual result. Please elaborate and help us understand at different phases of life for a human being, right from being a student to a individual working professional to a married person. What is this preparedness at different stages?
Finding your own completion. See, life appears compartmental, but it is very holistic. Life is very compartmental, but it appears very holistic. I'm telling you. I'll tell you this. It appears as student life. It appears as teenage life or middle-age life, initial life, old day life. Fundamentally, people be people only. You see, people, if old friends meeting together and you haven't changed much, and you feel like that, or you find similar traits even at their school reunions were happening, you find similar traits. Fundamentally, people don't evolve within. They, by the time they are 24, 25, they generally develop a trait which they also don't know, but other people can perceive it. That's what people don't have EQs and SQ. So, and everybody realizes, oh, you are this, but they don't feel that. You understand? So, they don't evolve. Fundamentally, life doesn't have all the stages. Wherever you are the same. If you are an irritated or impatient husband, you will be an irritated, impatient father. Okay? And then life appears as stages because life alternates. Life is like a current. And because it is flowing, it is alternating current. Life is few days, it is action, and few days you will experience reaction. There are good phases and bad phases in life, they say. I say it's an alternation of life. You understand? Static electricity doesn't alternate. That is the reason it doesn't move. But life never stops because it continuously alternates. And people don't know how to handle this alternating phases of life. So they experience, because it is alternating, it is a different stage, compartmentalized they do. Teenage. But children before teenage behaves in a specific way. Teenage they behave specific. 24, 20, 30 they behave. 30. But you know what? That really happens. Till when your energy peaks at 24, approximately, it is said, first 3 years you are gathering your energy. First 8 years, you are creating your baseline mental psychological protocols, cognitive algorithms for you. From 8 to 16, you are building your body. From 16 to 24, you are beginning to expand and utilize your body. Okay, you understand? Till the age of 3, you build a lot of brain. you're building more brain sensory systems. Your brain is not fully formed till you are 3. But after you are fully formed at the 3, next your mind is forming. From 3 years to 8 years, your mind, cognitive mind forms. From 8 years, your hormones, glands, and sexual functions, body starts to expand and develop. From 16, you develop till 8 to 16, you develop your hormones and body, you develop all parts of, and brain, certain parts you don't develop, but rest you develop. Now you expand them and try to use them. By the time you are 24, your brain and your whole body is fully formed. That is your peak energy in life. From 24 to 30, you will lose energy, but you don't really feel it. But 30 to 35, you will lose energy, but you will only feel it micro. Yeah, very little, very little. But 35 to 40, you lose and then you feel little. From 40 to 50, you feel much, very much. From 50 to 60, huge. From 60, it's it's downward. Yeah. Now, why am I trying to tell you? So, all this is a reaction action phase. Now, you feel all these are stages of life. Technically, it's the way life alternates in the grand spectrum. So, fundamentally, why this alteration happens? Only for you, it's a chance to evolve into something unique or authentic. Most people lose this chance in this life of alteration to be authentic. That is the reason why old age, they don't feel, I have done this, I've done that, I've built a house, I've done this, I've established a business, I have children, I have this. Not very great, I'm not very proud. What? Not so good about. Why? Because they haven't been authentic to their own self. Deep within them, for them, as them. So, fundamentally, there are stages, there are alterations. This is the alternating currents of life, because life is like a AC current. It alternates. And all this happens, the body expands. But by the time 8 years, the cognitive algorithms that are formed, I said no, for 3 only brain development happens, 8 cognitive development happens. You only live your rest of your life to see what kind of cognitive algorithm happened. You understand? Even psychologists accept this. Sanatana Advaita Dharma insists on this. Insists on this. What kind of cognitive algorithms you will have at your 8th year, that will be decided in the first 6 hours of your birth, or the first 12 hours of your birth, in a seed form, which you cannot see, but that is the truth. But yeah, that's debatable, but that is the truth. Okay. But by the time you are 8-year-old, what cognitive algorithms you subconsciously build within you, you live your entire life to see how they have formed. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, this altering of currents is happening, but it is just the same you. For example, if somebody has a little confusion, or what do you say, they are not confident people or bold people. Okay, by the time they are 24, they are not bold. To make them bold, it's very difficult. Then what happens is, they are not bold, and sometimes in some stories, you will under life, if you observe around, they will have a lot of difficulties in their life. By the end of their 40, when the energy is going very much down. Now I said no, from 30, 35 you don't feel, from 40, 45, 50 you feel that fast decrease. That time they become like that cats which are beaten in a closed room. Then they only know how to revolt. They don't know the initial fight, and they don't know mild fight, they just blast. I think you understand.
Yes.
That happens. So they become extra arrogant, or extra irritant, or wild. That's because now they are building a cognitive algorithm for their next life to be not this cat.
Okay.
I think you understand. Because life is a very continuous journey. If you observe many stories, many real time life stories you will experience. I was shy when I was young, when I was married, no, first 3 4 years also. I was a very small, timid. I was not like this at my, mother's place. I was a very different girl. I got married into this family, and then I had a lot of hell. And then now I am very arrogant, very irritating, very outspoken, very, you know, and now this is me. They realize. But it takes 10, 15, 20 years for them to become this wild animal. You understand? And they don't slowly progress. Uh, First 10 years, internal fight. Second 10 years, trying to express the internal fight. Last, it's wild. It happens. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Next life they come and they don't be too bold or they are average, because all through the last they have built this not being timid is the way of life. But there also you need perfection modifications, no? Because being outwardly wild is not. What you need is a subtle, silent killer mentality. Yes or no? And you understand, killer is not negative. Don't take it negative that kill something. Even if you kill, you must kill like a black cat commando. You must not be that roadside rowdy where you create that mess in the movies. Real black cat commandos, they come and they kill and they go, and you know that they killed after they left. Something like that happens.
Yes.
Like this unknown gunmen's running around Pakistan.
Right.
You understand? Unknown gunmen's. They keep running around Pakistan and kill people, but they are always unknown for years together. That's how. You need to, if you are a killer, you need to have that level of skill. In the same fashion, I want you to understand this. Life is a journey where you are trying to modify yourself into that kind of a skill where you feel proud of yourself. One day, you want to feel proud that, aha, I have done this, been that, lived like this. Fantastic. All balanced. You want that pride. And for that, you can live lifetimes. You know that? Everybody. So, these stages in life is only an evolution of our own personal cognitive algorithms that we are building. So after 8, people, that's what they say, work a lot on your own mind and give it a new perspective. Let it not break and then learn. But when you go to a 10-year-old, 20-year-old, example, timid people, now financially independent people, for example, movies also they'll say, the hero starts with honesty, 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 and then suddenly he decides to be dishonest, and then he takes a dishonest thing, and then one dishonest thing that he did, and everything, hell breaks loose on him, and then police chase, finally he comes clear of it, movie over. Things like that happen.
Yes.
In real life also, I've never done anything, one bad happened and everything, hell broke loose on me. Happens, yes or no? And I never do anything bad. I did only one mistake and that created a blast in my life. People will complain this. Why? Because you are practicing to be that silent, unknown gunman in Pakistan. Finally. And you understand? And you fail. You're practicing. And it doesn't matter for life. You will continue lifetimes. We all want to be, not literally, not in a literal sense, that unknown gunman in Pakistan. In everything that we do. We go keep killing, but we never get caught. Yes or no? And we want to do something in a nice, subtle, but sharp way. Efficiency. And I've done that. I've played cricket, but I'm playing it as if Rafael Nadal. I'm playing tennis. I'm playing as if I'm just moving around, but my opponent is screaming, shouting, but I'm winning the game. Don't you think you want such a life? Everybody is trying for that.
Right. Thank you very much, Guruji. This has been a wonderful session. You actually helped us understand how to navigate life. You gave us very important inputs today. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you for tuning in. Log into guruatmananda.org for more.